Good day to you. Today I want to briefly speak to you on this theme of what do you think is affecting your behavior, which becomes your character when practiced for some length of time, and how important your good night's sleep is to form your character when you wake up in the morning. Melatonin begins to secrete after 6 p.m. from a very small organ in the body called the pineal gland. I am Dr. Lalit Mendes, and that melatonin, a neurochemical transmitter, some will call it a hormone, is very important for the health of your retinal cells, as well as how your brain cells begin to process in the night dream weaver program. I call it a dream weaver program. So melatonin acts on many bioclocks, and you get your good night's sleep and wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. And your good night sleep includes a good sleep time, a good dreaming time. So initially you start dreaming at about 1 a.m., which means you have to get to sleep by 11 a.m. in order to have good dream sleep by 1 a.m. 11 p.m. you must go to sleep. Now there are days that you might have to keep beyond 11, but not as a habit. If you are one who is keeping awake as a habit because of work or because of fun and entertainment and digital thrills, you have to know that already your character has changed. Already you are probably fighting with your parents and siblings. Already you are having problems about finishing work and reporting to your higher management. And when they say your performance has dropped, you probably are fighting with them and you are thinking of a job change. And you would have changed jobs a couple of times during the last 3-4 years simply because you did not allow the brain work of the night time to happen according to God design. Melatonin works on the brain, removing extra neurochemical transmitters and readjusting the axons of the brain tracks. We think from our prefrontal cortex and we initiate, navigate, successful conclusion, and we have a reward sense when we do this thinking, processing, decision making from our prefrontal cortex. It's called the top-down regulation. That's how it should be. That's how God, the good designer, has designed it. But when we are not allowing the melatonin to work in our brain tracks in the night, because we are breaking sleep for whatever reason, then that Dreamweaver program, I call it the Dreamweaver program of adjusting the neurons, axons and neurochemical transmitters, you don't get a proper sleep. You wake up in the morning feeling grouchy, grumpy. You say so, and young fellows who are studying, they will say studies are stupid, book is stupid, teacher is stupid, school is stupid. And others who are older will get up in the morning without a sense of reward. This is affecting your character. So that at the slightest thing you flare up and you begin this fight usually with your husband and wife, or with your father and mom, or with a sibling, or with workmates, because you are not allowing your oxytocin to come to work. So when in the morning in the night you have your proper sleep, wake up in the morning at a reasonable time like 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. is better, seeing the morning sunlight playing on your retina, and that's setting your bioclocks for the day, so that you begin your adrenal cortisol axis of wake up, growth hormone and insulin. You wake up gradually, not suddenly. But if you wake up at 8, 9, suddenly having to rush to something, you are waking up all wrong, without allowing the bioclocks to prime and hormones to come into play in an orderly way. And you are setting yourself up for stress, you are setting yourself up for hypertension and for diabetes. That's what happens. So get your bioclocks to wake up in the morning gradually by allowing early morning light to play on your retina and through your retina, the chromaffin cells, the light sensitive retinal cells, and they will set up your brain for right action. So if your oxytocin has not been set up well, you stop communicating, you are glum, you don't want to have meals together with your family members. Now, when you are listening to this, you might think your family members have sneaked to me. No, this is science. Are you not wanting to sit together for a meal? Because oxytocin, which gives you bonhomie and communication, is not set up. You want to isolate more and more. So there is a digital risk factor when parents see that a child does not want to come for normal meals and isolating himself or herself. You have to take care. Don't fight with them. Read the science with them is my slogan. And I have many good books for this purpose, to read with kids and get them to be convinced of the truth of the science. They listen to science much better than they listen to scolding. Obvious, isn't it? So when there is scientific material available, this is called Right Learning and Recovering Childhood. Similarly, I have one for Gen Zs. I hope I can get hold of that. So if you would contact me on 074 211 5011 or +94, same number, +94 74 211 5011, or download my app Golden Nuggets from App Store or Google, free of charge. You will have quite a few clips of science, reasons and spirituality helping you how to help your son and daughter. And if you are all the time on the screen, you are into dopamine, and dopamine will suppress GABA. GABA is your empathy neurochemical transmitter, how you think about others for well-being and how you think about yourself for well-being and empathy. If you are not on empathy, you go to dyspathy. You don't care and you say so. You are moody. That is because your GABA is not working properly. Then your serotonin is very important, because you work for 45 minutes and next 15 minutes during that hour, you check back, look back, how do I improve? Good sense of reward, how to make it better. It's not only for curriculum and studies or work, even for your character. You feel, how do I respond better than that? That's what the serotonin part helps you to do. So these are very important neurochemical transmitters that affect your character. Now, man is not only brain and chemicals. Of course, we know man is spirit, man is conscience, man is emotions, but all these things ultimately work out through the brain. So if your brain has less empathy, brain chemistry has less empathy. If your brain chemistry is low on oxytocin in the right places and you don't want to communicate, you are isolating yourself, and low on serotonin and you are already dissatisfied, nobody cares for me, nobody appreciates me. So you have an ongoing fight inside you. That becomes your character. So if you break rest for 21 days, your character has changed. Please note this. Someone else is running your brain. That is also important. Whom are you following? What voice are you listening to? The music you listen to, lyrics you follow, people who associate will take over your life, because your internal ecology, internal homeostasis, internal mechanisms of making you strong in the character and image God has made for you. You are God's poem. You are God's handicraft. That's what Ephesians 2:10 says. So He has a good script for you, a God scope for you, which He wants to work out for you, which does not get worked out because you are all the time on high risk mode, fight mode, belligerent, stressed. So check out your character, how it has changed over the last year or last 6 months. And check out what voice and what chemicals are affecting you. Of course, the problem gets much worse if you take alcohol. Every molecule of C2H5OH blocks a molecule of GABA, so automatically you are in dyspathy. If you constantly take paracetamol, a similar thing happens, because paracetamol not only is an analgesic that puts down physical pain, endorphins, but it also puts down empathy. So take care about that. So this is a short little clip for you to take cognizance of how your character has formed, how you are reacting, without saying it's me, I'm like that. No, it was not you. You have changed recently according to the screen stuff or other stuff you have been doing. So please heed. I'm Dr. Lalit Mendis. I'm also the director of Colombo Empathic Learning Center. and I'm available. You should send a WhatsApp, not a telephone call, to 074-211-5011 for more clips if you need on this subject. Thank you for listening.